Hi, period one. I'm not at school this morning, so I have recorded a class for you. So I know that you worked on your research over the weekend for your activist or issues that you're focusing on. Next class, I'm going to show you some examples of previous students' work so that you can see the kind of depth that you need to write in. But for now, just know that the more research you do, the more information you find, the better it is. In fact, if you do want to look more into this, then there's 3 books that I will leave on the white bookshelf of previous students' work. One is called Little Fighters, one is called Fight for What's Right, and one is called The Future's in Our Hands. And I've bookmarked some of the best examples of informational writing pieces. So if you want to have a flick through those, you're more than welcome to. Here are some tips and important things to remember when we are researching and note-taking. First of all, write fast. Obviously, we want to be as efficient and as effective as we can be when we are taking notes. So try to write quickly. Record important facts, exact names, places, and numbers. Record quotes. So you are going to be making notes of quotations from your activist to try to bring your writing to life. You're including, you're trying to make them seem like real people. Also, you might want to include quotations from experts in your field. If you're doing child labour or the environment, you might want to find some quotations from experts. If you are watching a video, you will probably want to make a note of what is said in the video and also what you see in the video. You should, as well as making notes on the information that you find in your research, you should also stop and record your ideas as well. So, for example, if you find out about the environment and about the fact that Greta Thunberg stopped going to school when she was 11 in order to protest, those are some facts. And then next to it, you might like to write your ideas down about that. For example, that's really surprising. You are 11 years old now. Can you imagine going on strike from school and going and sitting outside the Italian government offices and etc., etc. Next bullet point. Pause early to organize your information. So use different strategies that you have to organize your notes. For example, boxes and bullets, charts, T-charts, etc. Use thought prompts to try to have a conversation or a dialogue with the notes you're making. For example, you could say, how come, you could ask a question like, how come Alex Lynn was able to start his own company? Or what if I started my own organization? What would I need? How do I go about that? You could say, what do I think about Greta Thunberg? Have these kinds of thought prompts. Also, when you're making notes, ask yourself questions. So, What ideas are shared by many of these activists or environmental activists? What are the debates within this issue? Next bullet point. Think, what big things might I teach others about this topic? Remember, your audience is grade 5 students. So what big things do they need to know about this activist or this issue? Next bullet point. Get specific examples or other evidence to support the big ideas. So you are going to be bringing your writing to life by including real life stories, examples, anecdotes, evidence, statistics, percentages, etc. You might like to, the next bullet point, you might like to free write about this topic, trying to think in new ways. Ask yourself, finally, what about this topic is important? Why did I choose it? What does it mean to me? Why is it important? Why should I teach the grade 5 students this? These are some ideas for when you're taking notes. Don't feel like you have to tick all of them. You might choose 1 or 2 or 3 to focus on. You might like some, not others. These are just like tips to get you thinking. Okay, so now I'd like you to pause this video and go to the Brain Pop video on Schoology and watch it. It's like 5 minutes long, about why we should take notes. Okay, so pause this video now. All right, welcome back. Here I'm going to share with you 2 ways that we can take notes. One is boxes and bullets, which I know that you did or you learned in elementary school. There's an example on the whiteboard behind you all. Basically, divide your ideas into boxes. At the top of the box have the main idea, and then underneath have bullet points with supporting details. Also on the whiteboard is an example of a T-chart, which is another way to take notes. Basically, you write a big T. Above it, you have the main idea. On the left-hand side, you have the key ideas from the article you've read or whatever you are taking notes on. And then next to it, on the right-hand side, you write your supporting details in bullet points. So it's the same idea as the boxes and bullets, it's just laid out differently. In the video, they also talked about graphic organizers, which is great. I love graphic organizers. That's my preferred way of taking notes. They also talked about Cornell notes, which I know that you learn with Mr. Leonetti. That is one way to take notes. Some of you might like it, some of you might not. If you like it, use it. If you don't like it, don't use it. You basically need to find the way that works for you. Also in the video, he was talking about using color when you take notes, and I've noticed that some of you do this really effectively. I think it helps if you are a visual learner. It helps you to organize your ideas by highlighting in different colors. If that works for you, great, do it. A reminder that you need to be citing when you're taking notes, you need to copy and paste the URL for the information that you're taking. You need to be doing this as you are going along in order to eventually avoid plagiarizing or plagiarism. Okay? Your homework for this long weekend is to continue to research your activist or issue. Okay? If you have any questions, ask your partner or send me an email. Okay.